go to our next guest, Porshia Everett, who is the program director of ANEW, who's going to talk to us about a Father's Day, her 14th annual Father's Day event. Porshia, you there?
Yes, I am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I am excited because, I just love, I'm a daddy's girl, and my daddy's no longer with me, but I still, think about how fathers are so important to the family. And so I'm excited that you're doing this Father's Day event and that you're here to tell us about it. So, again, tell us a little bit about the organization that's
Okay, we are
sponsoring.
a new Inspired Change. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides mentoring, workforce development, as well as job placement here in Prince George's County. And we've been active for 12 years, but we've been providing this service for Father's Day for 14 years. This is our 14th annual Father's Day event.
So, what is it that you all are going to do on the 12th of June for fathers?
Okay, we do a lot of work prior to the event, but we have 97 men that have registered for the Father's Day event. They have all been taken to be suited and booted. So they have suits, ties, shoes, so they're all prepared. And this event is a culmination of pampering and services to those fathers in those transitional and supportive housing programs in the state of Maryland and Washington, D.C. as well. Those men will come. We will have massage therapists. We will have barbers there. We will have ready to work attire. Um, Two former NFL players will be coming to speak with our men, as well as a person who has been impacted by some of the same situations will be speaking into the lives of those men as well on that day. And we'll have a catered meal by F&P Flavor that will consist of what the men have voted on, which is surf and turf, steak and shrimp. So we will pamper them all day on June the 12th and pour into them, reflecting the theme for this year, which is He Rocks a New Seed, advising them that anything that you want to manifest in your life or you want to show up in your life, you sow today to reap a harvest tomorrow. And that could be something simple as a kind word or acts or deeds or investment in yourself in terms of education. But this year's theme is He Rocks a New Seed to emphasize the importance of sowing seeds that you want to bear fruit or harvest in your life.
So, tell me, how do these men, and are they all fathers? How did you access them? How did they end up
We
being men that you
partner
all working with?
Yes, we partner with several transitional and supportive housing programs that provide services such as reentry, recovery. Some are simply homeless shelters that provide housing to the men, and we have them register. And if they're interested, they register. We speak with the different program directors and we take them in to get their suits. And we talk to them about workforce development, self esteem, time management, financial literacy, a few things over the months leading up to the event. And they are actively working in treatment, be it behavioral health, mental health, or reentry services, and we simply work on the outside. We assist
But what
them
I'm trying to figure out, Portia, is how are why Father's Day for this event? Are these fathers
great
or
question.
yeah?
Great question. Some of the men, most of the men are fathers, but we have been doing this. I started with National Women's Prison Project 16 years ago. And we would assist in providing these events for mothers. And my husband was instrumental in assisting me in making this happen. And he asked the question, he said, "We've been doing this for the women. Why don't you do anything for Father's Day?" And I said, I didn't have a response. You're right. And because fathers should be celebrated, fathers should receive the same services, the same pampering. But I think because I was working with National Women's Prison Project, all my services were geared towards women. But what we found is if we provide the services only to the women, those women are also attached to men. And the same thing with children. If we provide services only to the children, those children are attached to their parents. So pouring into the woman only or pouring into the child only still leaves the family handicapped. So we began looking at ways that we could minister to men that will assist in family development and assist in community development, i.e., we initially started with doing green jobs initiatives for women. But those same women were attached to men who also needed similar services. So, from my husband's perspective, he's sewing and he's assisting. He was like, we need to help men. And also, a lot of the comments and feedback we got, we would show videos of the services that we were providing, and people would ask, what are you doing for the men? So I can answer profoundly. For the past 14 years, we've been providing the same services. However, I don't get as much participation from men in the community in terms of investing or sowing their time or registering to volunteer. So I am presenting the same challenge back to the men in the community. Women, we turn over our closets with ready to work attire because we change our wardrobe. Men,
Right.
not so
Yeah.
much. He might keep his
Yeah.
suit for a long time.
I get
So,
it. I get it. I think that your initiative. I think the project is really great, and I do believe that. I mean, Father's Day is a day. Even if these men aren't fathers, they come from fathers. So, I
yes.
mean, I can make that connection. And so, is there an opportunity for? You mentioned the number of men who have signed up. Is there an opportunity now for any additional men to sign up for the event?
We because we've already taken those men to get suits, we don't have any additional space or capacity to for any additional men to register. We put it online as also talk to a lot of different programs about it. But now because we've been doing it so long, they're reaching out to me like in February saying, "Are you doing a Father's Day event?" So when we put it out there for men to register, it normally we've never had this many men. Normally we have about 40 to 50 men, but this year the registration was full in probably about 3 weeks. Registration was completely full, and we put it out there for volunteers because we wanted barbers, we wanted nail technicians, we wanted people to assist them with dress as well.
So
So
how can people sign up if they want to, I guess, volunteer? Are you still, I assume you're still looking for volunteers.
yes, I need some additional barbers. Yes, would
Okay.
love to have
And
some barbers.
how did they contact you if they're
On our
interested?
website, newinspiredchange.org, we have a registration link on our events page where people can register, and they can also reach out to us via our social media platforms. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, as well as on TikTok, to
Okay.
DM us to let us know that they are interested in volunteering or donating. Because, as I said, we do need ready to work attire because I would love for the men to be able to shop and find attire that will be consistent with what we provided them with from a new inspired change.
So what is the outcome? Once they come, they're in their suits, they have a great meal. What happens next? I mean, once
The
the day is
trans
over?
once the day is over, I'm hoping, like, we're encouraging them to rock a new seed, that this event and this day will present to them a new seed, a transformational seed that can allow them to see themselves in another light, in another role. Some men are accustomed to wearing suits. Some men, we have to teach them how to tie ties. So the takeaway would be, if they're doing the work on the inside in terms of getting treatment and services to improve their lives as well as improve the community, then we will work on the outside to assist them in looking the part. Because when you look good, you feel good. And
So
that
they're
can then,
still right, right. They come and they're participating in the program, but they're still connected with the I'd say the home based resources that they have. So
mhm.
you all don't do any further um, support with them after this is just an event that you all sponsor. Is that correct?
Yes. We do
Okay.
provide additional services. We provide workforce development as well as
I got
job placement for
you.
the
Okay.
men that participate in the program. We also provide mentoring. In our mentoring program, we have a curriculum where we address issues such as self-esteem, financial literacy, um, being time management. We have a quite a long list of things that we talk with and address with the men to assist them not only in obtaining employment, but retaining employment, not only in finding a job, but finding a job with a livable wage so that they will be able to provide for themselves and their families, and
So for
encouraging them to get skills as well.
so for those men who come, what are they making a long-term commitment to a
No,
new? Okay.
we're
So
not encouraging a connection in terms of them signing on to a program. We're just simply looking to embrace them and celebrate them on Father's Day the same way that we do the mothers. The add-ons is offered and it's presented to them, and if they decide to participate in additional services, those services are there for them, but there's
okay.
no requirement for them to continue services with us beyond that point.
Okay. And um I'm just curious, I would love to. I don't know if you have sort of a story or something that you can share with us about, maybe over you've done this 13 years, any examples of some of a man or men you've helped and, you know, who've been impacted by the program.
Yes, I have two impactful stories.
Hmm.
A lot of times the programs really don't make it an option. They really do strongly encourage the men to participate because they
Hmm.
see it as a benefit to them, which means that a lot of men that sign up really don't want to be there. So I would say 5 years ago, we had a gentleman there and he kind of sat in the back and he really didn't want to be there, but he participated. But once he put the suit on, he didn't want to take the suit off because he had never seen himself like that. And when I asked him, I said, because when we take them to get fitted, they get the suits and they give them garment bags, the shoes, socks, and the suit to leave. So when it was time to leave, I was like, "Are you gonna go change your clothes?" He was like, "No, I'm not. I'm gonna wear this back."
Okay.
So
Sure.
that made me laugh because I had never had anybody do that. But I began to talk to him and found out that he had skills, job skills. And I matched him with someone, a mentor, and that mentor mentored him. And then he came back and interviewed for a job. He's been working for me now for 3 years. He does our billing, he does our IT, and he's been a very big proponent to encouraging men that struggle with the disease of alcoholism to invest in themselves, invest in skills. And he's a father. And that was the one thing that attracted me to him because that was the sole reason for him being there was his daughter.
How
And he
long had
made
he
her the
been
priority.
wonderful? How long had it been before he last had employment before he got involved with you
I
all? Do
want to
you
say prior to coming into the program, it had been 2 years because there had been issues in terms of homelessness and substance
know?
abuse prior to that.
Okay.
And he was there because he wanted his daughter. And he
Right.
that was every time I talked to him, I'm doing this. And I was like, I want you to do I'm happy that you're doing it for your daughter, but I also want you to do it for yourself. So now he's doing it for himself, but he is, I would say, one of my I champion him as one of my best decisions that I've ever made professionally because he really has been a benefit to the organization. But I also have
Wonderful.
another example of a gentleman who came years ago and volunteered at my Father's Day luncheon. And now that gentleman is now a client. When we took them to get the suits, I saw him and he remembered me and I remember him. And he had gotten sick, and upon getting sick, it put him in a position where he lost his employment and his housing, and now
Hmm.
he has to start over. And seeing him was just an inspiration to me to assist people, not only the clients we serve, but also our volunteers, that at any
Wonderful.
day, situations and circumstances can change and people can find themselves not necessarily due to anything that they've done negligently or poor decision, but even if it is, we all deserve a second chance. And we're
Right.
here
Well, I think
to inspire that.
that's a great point to end on. We all deserve a second chance. So I want to thank you so much for bringing, your this initiative, this project or program that you have introduced and are providing to the community. I'm assuming that it's not an open invitation. This is just something you're sharing with us that folks need to know about, but it's not like folks can come. Correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The people who
All right.
have we're connected to programs,
Okay.
so we can have the follow on and then do the outcomes and measurable things of that nature after the event. But
Great.
I'm so thankful that you've had us on because we do need community support. It is a
And
important
speaking
not
of that, who are some of your sponsors? I mean, you talk, and I'm really we're running over time, but I mean, you're getting these suits. You said you had to pay for the suits, but who are some of your supporters?
Our sponsors
Partners.
are WellPoint is a sponsor, Wegmans. We also partner with Success and Style. The cost is minimal
Okay.
to do what we do, but they Success and Style, they treat the men with the utmost respect and ensure that everybody is suited to size, not from the head to the toe, even including socks. So
Right.
we have Liberty Christian Church, we have F&P Flavor, Gin Cans. We have a lot of small community support and some corporate assistance as well that I don't want to minimize. And I don't want to call everybody's name because I don't want to miss
Yeah,
anybody's
right.
name.
Right. Well, I thought it's always good to
Low
talk
income and
about your
Jersey
sponsors.
Mike.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
So
Jersey Mike this year is
if
our first.
if we do this, if we see you again next year, we certainly would love to see some of those men in their suits. So I'm
Oh,
hope
I'll
you're
send you a video next week.
okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. We love. Okay. All
Thank
right.
you so
Portia
much.
Everett, thank you so much for being with us. The program is a new. Is that an acronym for something?
Our program name is A New Inspired Change.
A new inspired change. Okay. All right.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it,
Thank
and
you.
you have a great event.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a blessed day as well.
Where do you